Slidin Away. I've had quite a few students play this over the years, and it is a really fun song of Paul Simon's, of course. It's pretty easy. It's just a strumming thing in the key of G, used a couple of unusual chords. He has played it live a lot of times. We've got a COVID video from 2020 of him, like, just at home running through it. Some other great live ones, one from 1982, so I encourage you to check all those out. The song was written for Still Crazy album, 1975, and even recorded then with the Oak Ridge Boys singing harmonies and stuff. Then got held back and put out a couple of years later on his Greatest Hits album that had two songs that had never been released before. Eventually got released on another album too, Negotiations and Love Songs. But still, most of you would know this song because you've seen he played it with Garfunkel in the Central Park concert, the later one, not the 70s one. And I guess I don't think I have anything else much to tell you about, except it has something that's a little bit unusual. It starts with the chorus. A couple Beatles tunes did that, but it's unusual to start a song with the chorus. And then he did a few little different variations. We got some nice little to kind of break it up because it does get a little monotonous. It goes on for a while. We've got 4 verses, choruses, all that kind of stuff. The biggest thing, I didn't mention, but if you play along with the studio version, the one from the Greatest Hits, he's capoed at the 1st fret, so they did it a half step higher. But most of all the live versions I've found, he's just standard. The most important thing about it is keeping this swingy feeling going. So constant downs and ups. We're just going to be strumming this with a pick. Don't need to use any fancy finger picking. And so a strumming pattern, it just has to be in swing time, meaning you're hearing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, not 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I would call that straight time, where the 8th notes are equal. In swing time, the ups are late. And then he brings in a little bounce to a C chord by moving his 1st finger to C and his 2nd finger to E on the 2nd string and the 4th string on beats 2 and 4. So that's kind of the main little vamp that kind of happens here. In some of the live versions, he messes around with something like this. Sliding those C notes up, the 2 fingers up to where they'd be parts of a D chord, but we've still got a G and an E ringing. We could think about calling it never mind, don't need to go there. But, just the little variations. Most of the time, the Gs and the E minors that happen together are connected with a descending bass note. Sometimes the E minors, he bounces to A minor, again in live versions. Sometimes he would walk it down a little bit more. On the E minor, a hammer-on on the B. So those a lot of little variations that I probably won't even talk about much more as we get into breaking down the progression and the arrangement, because you got the info now. So, all right, coming up, we will take our way. I have just a chart with the chord progression, and that takes up one whole page because there's all kinds of little variations that happen in there that we'll get into. And then the 2nd page is the lyrics. So coming up, a lesson on Paul Simon's Slidin Away.